Black, Poetic G. Beautiful.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all know who it is. Your boy King George, the owner of T.Y.I Productions, the curator of Black 31 magazine. Today I'm here with one of the special brothers from the community. Deal with media. Have one of the hottest podcast shows to date right now in the city of Philadelphia. This brother puts the work in.
Hey, I be trying. I appreciate that.
So without further ado, let us introduce CEO Ro. Let's give it up for the brother.
Hey, I love it. Thank you for that intro, brother. That was a great intro, man. It's a pleasure to be here on Black Magazine 31 with my guy King George. Make sure y'all subscribe, like, and comment, and definitely sharing this experience with the brother. He's a real dope individual. We've known each other for some time now. It's a pleasure to know you. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you are a genuine brother, and you're doing the right thing by your platform.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I'm definitely, honored to be a part of this situation. It's been a long time coming, Yes. I've been busy going through a lot of things personally, but we here, and this is the start of a beautiful thing.
Yes, and we glad to have CEO Ro out right here, right
now.
now,
Baby. We in the building.
So I want to get right into the conversation of the CEO Ro experience. How did the CEO Ro experience come about? What is it all about, and when do the shows start each week? What's the breakdown of the shows?
Yes, sir. I got you. Thank you. Bottom line is the CEO Ro experience started when I ended my first podcast experience with Out of Left Field podcast. Shouts out to those guys. They're my brothers, Out of Left Field podcast. I did that for 5.5 years. It was a group of brothers that I grew up with from my block, from South Philly. Shouts out to the P, you already know. And basically we discussed in-depth topics, relationships, and sports. And when I was doing it, we were doing it when it wasn't popular. Like, it was definitely not as saturated as it is now. It wasn't a lot of people, if any, really doing it in Philly.
Yes.
You dig me? That's where I got my experience from. I was asked by my brother Sabor Ukda, shouts out to Sabor Ukda, to come and be a part of it based on, when I talk, people do listen. Like, I make sense when I talk. So he thought I was a perfect fit to come on and do it. I really wasn't even thinking about it prior to being asked. I wasn't even thinking about it, bro. But when I came on, it was very euphoric. It was very refreshing to be able to discuss some of the issues that we have, or maybe the way that we view certain things.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then to have people tap into that. So that was a real dope experience. As all good things, they have to come to an end sometimes. You dig what I'm saying? When I felt that it was my time to go, I expressed that to the brother, letting him know that I feel like it's time for me to step out and do my own thing, for my reasons.
Okay.
When I did that, I went out and I started shooting my show at Cat Studios out in Chester. Shouts out to Kareem the Dream. Shouts out to Kareem the Dream. We basically built Cat Studios. It was an empty warehouse, 2 floors, 3 rooms. It was initially gotten for my Out of Left Field podcast family, but everybody didn't come on board with it. I did. I was one that came on, helped him clean it, helped him build it. So in return, he shot my show for free. So starting out with the CEO Ro experience, brother Kareem the Dream, shouts out to him. He shot my show for free for basically helping him with the dream.
Respect that.
Yeah, it was, it was good. It was like I said again, it was euphoric. It's my take now. It's my personality now. You feel what I'm saying? I get to give the people who I am. So I was definitely, I was all in. As you know, with doing anything, George, again, good things come to an end. So I'm a boss. So I kind of navigate the terrain, meaning like I felt like, well, maybe one day he's going to get a little sloppy. Or maybe a little careless, or maybe because this isn't his venture, he won't care about it as much as I do, which was true. So in return with that, shouts out to my partner, Antor, brother Numsi. He did the sound for Out of Left Field podcast. This is my guy. He was one of the people that believed in me early and said, yo, you could possibly do this by yourself. I invited him out to Cast Studios to see an episode that was being shot by Kareem the Dream.
Okay.
And Tor has been with me ever since. He's never left. So it's the guy who's behind my camera, my CEO Productions LLC, and Tor Hansford. Shouts out to him, man. Love you, Brody. And we just started buying cameras. We just basically started buying the equipment.
Wow.
So as we're at Cast Studios and Kareem is shooting, you know, I might, like, say for instance, an example, I might invite you out. You're my interviewee. You come all the way out to Chester. I don't want you to come all the way out to Chester and we ain't got all the equipment. Now we can't even shoot the interview. So all that travel and time has just been wasted. So again, it's me navigating the terrain. I thought, like, no, we need to have our own shits. I can curse. We have our own shit so that way, you know, nothing stops our motion. And anything we do, we don't never want anything to stop our motion. So we started buying cameras, buying the switchers, buying everything that we needed to be able to put on a production by ourselves with nobody else. And that's what we did. Eventually the Cast Studio situation died out. It went where it went. And we were able to keep going and move on. You know what I'm saying? We went to 52nd Street. And we were shooting there after we left Cast Studios. Shouts out to my man Jim Dog and Pop Fly Records Entertainment. We were shooting there for a minute, and then we eventually went out to North Philly where we are currently, 4352 North American Street. You know what I mean? So I've been around. You know what I mean? I've navigated many different obstacles to be where we at today.
I respect it.
You know what I mean?
Brother. Yes.
So that's really how, you know, I got to where I am now. Like it was the trials and tribulations. I feel like anybody with success or has something meaningful or purposeful has went through it.
Absolutely.
You have to go through it to know what you're facing so that you can continue to be consistent and persistent so that nothing stops your motion.
Yes.
That's the consistency. I'm going to be successful because damn near unless death happens, you're going to get a CEO Row Experience episode.
Absolutely.
You feel me?
Yes, I love it. I love it.
No doubt.
So, I heard you mention something about South Philly. And just to backtrack a little bit, what was it like for CEO Row growing up in South Philly? Oh,
man. Bill Ford Tough with Chevy Stuff, man. I'm glad you asked that question. That's a real good question. South Philly raised me, man. Unfortunately, I wasn't born there, but I was raised there at a very young age. I came upon South Philly when I was about 11, 12 years old. I'm 42 years old now.
Yeah.
You feel me? It taught me a lot about hustle. We have certain qualities about us in us already. But when I say, like, you can't get off if you a square in South Philly. You know what I mean? You got to really learn, and you got to learn fast, and you got to know how to navigate the terrain so nothing stops your motion. Like, what is my goal? What am I trying to do here? And, of course, I found myself. I learned myself. I know who I am. I've built a great name for myself. You feel what I'm saying? In South Philly. I'm good in South Philly. You know what I mean? But, yeah, I learned hustle.
Yes.
I learned how to hustle. I learned how to be consistent. I learned how to stand somewhere and hold it the fuck down.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Anywhere. So that's just not in South Philly, but anywhere I go with the skills and qualities that I have, I know I can hold it down anywhere.
Respect.
You know what I mean? I learned a lot. I learned it from everybody that I came in contact with, from smokers to, friends. I learned it all.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So shouts out to the P, man. Shouts out to the P and everybody in the P who's still trying to get out of the P. You feel me?
You already know. Glock-Aware Radio.
Yes, sir.
How important is Glock-Aware Radio for the people nowadays?
That's another great question, G. That's another great question. Shouts out to Glock-Aware. Shouts out to Toucan. Shouts out to Champagne Shabby. The OGs, man, that help Glock-Aware have a pulse. You feel what I'm saying? I admire those individuals for numerous reasons. Number one, they stay out the bullshit. They're not messy old heads. They are about the business, and they keep it that way. That's why I think that how they can navigate and avoid the bullshit.
Yes.
You feel me? Their focus is put into the culture. They're about the music. I ain't gonna say 100%, 1,000%. Glock-Aware is about the music. They're about the culture. From clothing to the shows to the music. You dig what I'm saying?
Yes.
They're all in. They're all for it. Again, shouts out to Glock-Aware. Shouts out to Toucan and Shabby. I also want to give a big shout out to the Fly team. That was the reason that I even entered Glockaware.
Yes.
From the gun bus. I would like to give a shout out to Sipping with Sammy. It's my young Rich Poe, the logo, Flyboy Nah, Paulie Baby, DJ Paulie Baby, DJ Nate G's, Kane Black, Chef Work 8, Nelly Yoga, and Lucci Toe. Sorry, Lucci. And Chick with the Juices. Chick with the Juices. That's my gang. You dig me? Love them all, man. And they all have their own shows. Again, pioneers in helping to move Glockaware, not only Glockaware, but the culture forward. But yeah, Glockaware is a main staple. You have your Power 99s, your 103s, 100.3. Glockaware is the biggest independent radio station on the East Coast.
Absolutely.
You dig what I'm saying? Definitely, if you're an artist, definitely tap in to Glockaware. If you would like your music, your videos, if you need clothing, Glockaware, 4933 Old York Road, man, is definitely a staple for Philadelphia culture as it pertains to music and radio.
Absolutely. Shout out to Glockaware. And Flyboy Nah. I need one more of them corduroy hats, man.
Yeah.
Corduroy, I got a green one.
Yeah.
I think I need a yellow one or a black one.
That's Poe. Rich Poe the logo. Poe the logo is the designer for Fly merch. Yeah. But definitely, I'll let him know that. You know what I'm saying? That G said he needs a bucket. Was it a bucket?
It's a corduroy.
Corduroy bucket?
No, it was a corduroy baseball cap.
Baseball cap. Okay. All right. Yeah. Some fly shit. You know, as always, fly shit only, man. That's the moniker. # fly shit only. But yeah, man, shouts out to Glockaware, man. I have not missed a beat in years on that. Every fly day from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. you can tune into the flyest happy hour on the planet. You feel me? If you're an artist, you would like to display your music, we do Fly Day TV Top 5. That's the the flyest videos of the month. You and your people can vote through a link, and if your video wins, you win a free interview on Fly Day TV. You know what I mean? Where we ask you all the questions about who you are and all that good stuff. But yeah, that's what we do. So anybody that would like to submit their videos, which again, this is for you. These are the platforms I feel everybody should be using, as well as Black Magazine 31, as well as King George. You dig what I'm saying? Any and everything that he offers, such as myself, CEO Rowe, and anybody else that I'm not mentioning at the moment. But there are a lot of people out there that are for the culture, that are for the people. I advise all artists to take advantage of that. If you're serious about your craft, if you're serious about your artistry, take advantage of the platforms. They're not here for no reason.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And to get into some community level things, right? Mm-hmm. We are 3 days past the birthday of Malcolm X. Okay. What was the significance of Malcolm X to our communities?
Oh, well, I don't want to go. All right, so this is the thing, and that's a great question. I don't really like to touch too much on religion. What is it? Religion, sex, and not saying the actual act of sex, but sex meaning like male, female, transgender. I stay away from those things. But Malcolm X, first of all, he helped to usher in the understanding of Islam. Yes. And I am a Sunni Muslim. I'm a Sunni Muslim. So again, I come from my beliefs come from out of when Malcolm X made the transition from the nation to being a Sunni. Yes. On top of that, other lessons that I've gotten from Brother Malcolm was to stand on business as a man. Don't let anything waver or deter you from your beliefs. That is your foundation as a man. You feel me? To have strong belief and know how you should be living and have discipline. So that way you can teach it to those that follow you, such as your family, your sons, your daughter, your wife, so on and so forth. Yes. Without that, I feel like a lot of men are lost. True. Because there's no real direction. Yes. That's how I understand it. There's no real direction, meaning you can sway either way the wind blows depending on how you feel. Rather than say that's not what we do, that's not what we believe in, we're not going down that road. You know what I mean? Dignity, respect for self. Also knowing that you can change. So, again, you might be in a state where you're not your best self at the time. But yet, with hard work and dedication, you can change into being the best you that you can be. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody has the opportunity or has the will to change their bad ways. into good.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I think he's a poster child for that. You know, his past based on, you know, who he was before his untimely demise. You know what I mean? Definitely a strong symbol for the African American culture. Definitely.
Yes. And just to go back into the CEO Roadshow, what makes the CEO Road experience the best experience that a person can possibly have?
Again, these are bomb questions, bro, and I appreciate it because it means a lot. I don't really get to express this often because when you're on my show, like if you're a guest on my show, it's not about me, so I'm not really giving you the history and talking to you about how I came to be.
Yes.
But the reason why I named it the CEO Road Experience because I wanted to give you an experience. I wanted to give, you know, again, with the talk show / podcast shows going on, it tended to be oversaturated. So I wanted artists to know, or my guests, not just artists, but guests to know that this is about you and that this is an experience. Like, this is something that you should warrant and want to take advantage of. So when you come to my show, I have certain things that I do that I know that other shows don't do. Unless you're being sponsored. Like if your show does this, that means you got a sponsorship, you got a contract, you above me on that pay scale. You feel me? Yes. But again, you come to the CEO Road Experience, you get appetizers. You know, we feed our people. You know what I mean? Because again, I don't know where the heck you coming from that day. You could be coming from work. You could have just had a long day. You didn't get a chance to stop and get a bite to eat. But just out of the courtesy of you coming and doing my show, blessing my show, I got to bless you with some nourishment. So you definitely come to my show, you get a spread of, you know, snacks or, you know, little things that can, you know, sustain your gut while we having an interview. Absolutely. You know what I mean? On top of that, we create a signature drink on behalf of every guest that we have. Every guest thus far, we're at 96 episodes, has had a signature drink named after them. Now, what's the premise and the purpose of the signature drink? If you have a show, like, you know, we do shows, we're in there, we're entrepreneurs, we're curators of shows. So if you have a show, you can sell your drink. You can call me, Ro, what was the ingredients for that drink? And now you got opportunity to sell your drink at your event. If you don't want to sell your drink at your event, you can holler at me, and if you do it in enough time that's beneficial, I can come to your event and sell the drink, and we can split the proceeds.
That's amazing.
You dig what I'm saying? So right then and there, you know, we're offering the partnership and the unity and the camaraderie and the networking with everyone that we interview, that we touch base with, whether they take advantage of it or not. But to have a drink named after you, that a lot of people do come for that. That's dope. I got a drink named after me.
That's nice.
You know what I'm saying?
That's amazing.
Also on my show, at the end, if you're an entertainer, you get to perform. Show the people what you got, because again, this is a platform where you're tapping into a new audience. Why wouldn't you want to show the people what you're about? You feel me? If there has been some that say, nah, I'm cool, I don't, you know, and that's all right. But that's, I would say, like 2 or 3 out of 96 episodes, 2 or 3. That's like great odds to me, you know what I mean? So again, you know, it's there to spotlight the artist. It's there to have people tap into the artistry. Also, the promotion of the situation. So I don't really promote a lot before the episode, because I did learn, and it's just me, I did learn that people would learn of who I have as guests, and then they would try to book them too. And probably preferably around the same time that they booked for my show. Yeah. You dig me? So I ain't like that. So basically, I go incognito when it comes to that, and I start promoting afterwards. Because once you come on my show, you got a week before your show comes out. So that's the time that we have to edit and do everything that we have to do before it actually comes out. You dig what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then it also keeps things under wraps about who my guests are. So you see it when you see it. You get what I'm saying?
I respect it. I respect it.
Yeah, but it's definitely an experience. It's about the guests. I'm talking a lot now, but when I'm on my show, I don't do a lot of talking. I prefer my guests to do the talking. It's about them. Let the people know where you're from, what it is you do, the many different hats you wear, what motivates and inspires you. And at the end of the day, bro, that's what my whole purpose of doing what I do is to motivate and inspire the culture, to inspire our people to be great. I did a show called Poets and Laughter. I still do a show called Poets and Laughter. It's poetry, comedy, hip-hop, R&B, and it's burlesque dancing. Through that, I realized I inspired and motivated a lot of people. I didn't know that because I be moving so much, and I, you know, just thinking I'm helping. They really hear thank you, man, because of you, you know, I didn't really believe in myself that much to come out and do it.
Yes.
You do got your people that do it and were doing it before I was doing it.
Yes.
But I had a lot of people that came along that nobody knew of until they did my show. Then they started doing other shows. Then, people that I follow me, follow them. I like to see that too. So if I have you on as a guest and I see somebody I mess with, follow George, you know what I'm saying? I'm commenting under you, what you got. I love shit like that. Yeah. That means that my plan is working.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? My plan is working, but it's definitely an experience. You get a whole vibe. It's a whole vibe, man. Especially when you let that drink hit you and we get to talking and shit. It loosens people up. People want to tell you shit they wouldn't normally tell you. Absolutely. And things like that. That they got their breasts done, their butts done. That's just from the female perspective. Men, they tend to tell us little things that, they don't tell everybody else. Men are tend to be a little secretive and shit.
Absolutely.
But all in all, I enjoy it.
So yeah, man, the experience of connections. How important is connections in this industry?
It's based on that. I mean, for us to network, the connections are so important for a couple reasons. Number one, that's how you get yourself out there.
Yes.
Networking, going to other people's events, going to other people's affairs and shows, and letting them know that you're there to support. And if you really like the person or you dig them or feel their energy, letting them know how you could be a resource to them.
Yes.
Or an asset to them.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Giving off that good energy always comes back around. When you least expect it, you'll get a phone call. Oh, would you like to do this? Or oh, would you like to do that? For the most part, I feel like my energy is top notch. You feel me? Like I don't have I don't have bad energy unless I'm provoked. I hear that. And that was why I was saying that there's a couple things. So the other side of it will obviously be the bad side. Everybody doesn't get you, but that's life. Everybody's not going to understand you.
Yes.
Everybody's not listening and following and watching every episode or every show that you do. Yes. So they don't have that feel for you as to know how to deal with you. So they'll put you in a box as if you're just some regular Joe Schmo. You dig me? I don't tend to get into that too heavy because my actions speak louder than my words. Consistency and success beats all the bullshit.
Absolutely.
You feel me? So over time, people will forget that the negative thing, as long as you wasn't hurting anybody, you're not out there hurting people, but people tend to forget bad situations, with time. So again, you can grow from that. It's all a learning experience. There's never no losses. It's all learning experiences. Yes. But the connections are valid because it's some people out there I really like.
Yes. Yes.
Not to BS you, like I never met him until now, such as yourself. Like it's certain people you come across like, yeah, he get it, or she gets it. I can deal with him. I can work with him. I want to work with him. I want to work with her because I know that every time that we cross paths, it's always righteous.
Yep.
It's genuine. It's sincerity with it. Absolutely. I don't feel like you're trying. It's just this is who you are. Yeah. And that makes it easy. I'm not dealing with a person who's bitter or a person who looks at the glass as being half empty. Nope. You dig me? I'm looking for the person who's ambitious, who's enthusiastic, who wants success.
Yes.
Because then I don't have to worry about certain bullshit when dealing with you. I know you're not going to cross those lines.
Absolutely. That's what matters. You got to have people that want it.
Right. That's a fact. That's a fact. And there's a lot of people, and you know this, there's a lot of people that want it but aren't cut out or fit for it yet.
Yep.
You have to. Everybody's not built for this.
Yep.
Everybody's not built for this.
Yep.
You got to have thick skin. You got to be able to think on your toes. You got to be a person that be able to know who you are. You got to know who you are when dealing in this field, in this industry.
Absolutely.
You're going to get tried. Like with anything else where you're trying to prove yourself or put on, you're going to get tried.
Yep. It depends on how you maneuver everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact.
And sometimes it could be other businesses trying you too to see if you're gonna fold or not.
No doubt. No doubt. Like I said, it's well as it's a good side, there's also a bad side. There's people who think that you're fly by night. There's people that are gonna think, oh, he just here to clout chase or get what I got going so he can go better himself. Yep. That's not the case. The brother just trying to learn. He's trying to experience the industry so he can be the best person or she can be the best person that they can be. Yep. You feel me? I do feel that there has to be a little bit more integrity and a little bit more respect for those that were doing it before you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because I feel like as a culture, we are always so quick, and I understand this firsthand from being a person that comes from the streets. You want it so fast. You want everything quick. You want it. You envision it. You figure that this is how it's going to turn out if you do it this way. But a lot of times it doesn't go the way that you plan it.
True.
You know what I mean? It takes a lot of hard work and dedication as it pertains to anything that you do and you want to be successful at.
Yes.
And I just think that sometimes people forget that.
Yeah.
There's also people that don't know how to handle competition or view everything as competition.
That's true.
That is, I would be the first to say that's not always a good trait. You should not view everything as a competition. Maybe a challenge, maybe, but not a competition.
Yeah.
If we're working together, I'm not your fucking competition.
Absolutely.
That's right there. You're putting roadblocks or speed bumps in the way of our success or our goal. There's no reason why I would want to work with you to become a person that's a competition to you or an opponent. I don't want to be an op. If we're supposed to be coming together, that's the purpose of, collaborating and networking, is that we're coming together. Once I become an op, we're no longer together.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Opposition is what I'm speaking of. Once I become opposition, we're no longer together. Yep. Now you're looking for my faults. Now you're looking to worry about more about what I'm doing, more or less than what you're doing. That's another thing in business. People tend to watch you to see for your mistakes rather than worry about what the fuck the assignment was. Worry about what you're supposed to do. Don't worry about what the next person's doing. Focus on what you're doing and make sure that what you're doing is top notch before you start worrying about the next person.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Mind your business. Mind the business that pays you, if it's paying you.
Absolutely.
I mean,
absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Now, as for society right now, right? What advice does CEO have? CEO role. What advice does CEO role have for young children right now, growing up in society, and why are they so attracted to gun violence?
well, first, I would say, in this day and age, don't believe everything everybody tells you, because the information is in the palm of your hand. The information, meaning like for you to hold a position, or for you to gain success, or you to follow a blueprint to be successful, you can now do your research right there at the palm of your hand. You can talk to it. You can type in whatever questions that you want to know or learn. You can do that to actually start you on the right track to where you want to go. That's first thing. That's what I would tell kids. Second thing I would like to tell kids is to believe in yourself. When you're on this trek, there will be a lot of people that you meet that won't believe in you. They don't see your vision. They don't see what you're trying to put into the universe. They don't understand it. Maybe because y'all don't think the same. You ever think about that? People are different. Everybody's wavelength is not the same. Meaning, like, when I say or do something, I don't mean that you're going to get it. Right away, anyway. So never let anyone tell you that you're not good enough. Always believe in yourself. And until you're able to do that self-sufficiently, I would advise not to step into the arena. Same thing as what I mean for those that can't catch up is the same way as sports. If I'm not good enough, I must go in the gym or go in the field and practice until I am good enough to be on the field or be on the court. So it's the same thing. You're not good enough right now, but that doesn't mean that you're not good enough. You feel what I'm saying? It's up to it's the work that you put in, the drive and ambition that you have for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And how bad you want it. Is this something that you want? And if it's something that you want, then that means you will do what you have to do to achieve it. You know what I mean? So you got to work at it, because everybody's not naturally talented.
Absolutely.
And then the thing about the gun violence, I feel like there's not enough culture being spread to this generation.
Yes.
To understand where we've come from and where we're at today. The things that our ancestors had to go through, and some of the shit that we still go through to today, because racism isn't over.
True.
It hasn't been abolished. It's not done with. It's still things that we go through as black men and women that we face that can hold us back because of the color of our skin. Yeah. Or it'll be more difficult for us to attain because of the color of our skin. Understanding what your grandmom and your mom had to go through for you to have what you have, and for you to break the curse of the cycle. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? You have to understand self. Understand where you come from so you can honor that and not make these dumbass decisions of killing people that look like you. It's a lot more to life than just running around killing shit.
Absolutely.
It's a lot more to life. I'm sure if we all took the time to learn or do some homework or research, there's some shit that you could find that would benefit you, that you like and you respect enough to live right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that, most people don't get a chance to really see nothing outside their 3, 4, 5 block radius. So this is what you see 24/7. That's what you tend to be accustomed of. It takes a very strong individual to break away from the norm.
Yes, yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And trauma is a very big thing in our culture, in our households, in our community. A lot of people live with it and don't know how to deal with it. There's a lot of, issues that we deal with coming up being black. You know what I mean? In the community. It's a lot of things that other people don't have to experience or go through like we go through.
That's true.
Seeing death, seeing poverty at such a level where you would think that it's normal.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
There are certain places, and if you went, that those people have never seen death as we see it, unless they cut on the TV.
Yeah.
You can walk outside your door where we from and see somebody get killed, stabbed, beaten, or damn near half to death.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Or some other crazy thing that has happened. And I just think that we just got to do better for self and for the next person, have some compassion for one another.
Yes.
I know that's easier said than done. Everybody feels like we don't listen to the younger people don't listen to us. Nah, it's about having some respect. If I feel like you're a respectable individual, I will take the time out to give you a minute, meaning listen to what you got to say.
Yes.
If I don't feel like you're respectable, why would I want to listen? I'm going to go with who I respect, whether it be right or wrong. Because as a youth, I'm just going with what I think is cool or what I think relates to me. And that might not be the best thing because, again, what I'm normally around is trauma.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Is poverty. You know what I mean? How would I say? Small-minded thinking.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
We don't tend to think outside the box.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We don't think bigger than where we're at, bigger than what our circumstances are. So again, just being able to appreciate and respect and respect the culture is what I feel needs to be brought into this culture to stop gun violence. Because again, you're following behind what you think is the norm. You got young boys who grow up thinking that, oh, I need to shoot somebody or I need to carry a gun. Now understanding that that is only a means of protection when needed. That is not the go-to. I own a gun and I still fight. I shouldn't be still fighting, I take that back. But truth is, I will fight you before I ever turn the gun on you.
I hear that.
I might be sore, I might be hurt, but I get to live and breathe the next day. You feel? Real rap. I get to breathe. I get to be alive the next day. You know what I mean? Rather than having the stress. And this is another thing. I've been through traumatic situations. I've been through life and death situations. I know how that shit feel. I know how it feel to know you might have somebody on your top that will kill you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I might got to do something before that person do something for me to still be here. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I know that that's not a good feeling. I know the anxiety that it brings. And then I also know the depression that comes thereafter. There's levels to that shit. So for certain people to be able to do that and not go through those effects, they're real devilish.
Yes, yes, yes.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because I'm human. I still feel. I still have remorse. You know what I mean? I'm not out here wanting to hurt anyone.
Absolutely. I respect that.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But yeah, that's definitely for the culture. We need to bring more love and respect back to the culture and understanding, knowing where we come from.
Yes.
Our era, we're close in age. That's what we were being taught at that age, to know where we come from so that we don't allow it to repeat itself.
Absolutely. How relieving is it just to overcome any obstacle that you have been through?
That's another good question, Brody. That's another good question. On some real rap, right? I feel you got to go through shit. It builds character. When you go through something that you've never experienced before that is trying or challenging, and you live through it, you're a stronger person for it.
Yes.
Again, those are lessons that we are learning. They're not losses, it's lessons that you're learning. Because you know why? If you do have if you are blessed to have children, if you are blessed to have friends, people that come to you for advice to help get them through certain situations that they can't foresee because maybe their brain capacity doesn't allow them to. You feel me? Now I can speak confidently when I'm giving an answer or when I'm expressing myself as it pertains to certain situations. I'm not saying it because it sounds good. I'm telling you firsthand because I lived through it. And that was a lesson that I had to learn when I was growing up from childhood to manhood. is that number one, I can't get everything as quickly as I want to get it.
Yes.
It takes time. It takes sacrifice. It takes proper planning. You dig what I'm saying? To achieve certain successes. You feel me? I wanted things instant gratification. I see that trait in other people when I come across them as well. You feel me? So I don't get upset because we all been there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But to the gratification that comes from it is knowing that I'm built and that I'm here for a reason.
Yes.
Like I have purpose. I'm here for a reason, because if I didn't, God, Allah would have taken me off the planet.
Yes.
So every morning that I get up, I pray to him, that I thank him for opening my eyes, for waking me up so that I can go at it again. So every day I got another chance to be a better person,
Yes.
to better myself, to better my businesses, to better my relationships, so on and so forth. So I'm highly grateful and thankful, and I think I show that by the relationships that I hold with people that aren't close to me. People that I network with, people that I come across in the businesses that I do.
Yeah.
I just try to be an example, again, to motivate and inspire people to be the best that they can be, man.
Absolutely. Some true jewels for the people. And where can the people find you at?
No doubt, man. Again, man, I'm your boy, CEO Row. You know what I'm saying? The CEO Row Experience. You can catch me every Monday and Wednesday from 7 to 9 p.m. on YouTube. You can also go and support my pages on IG at official_CEO.ro and at CEO.RO Experience, the CEO Row Experience. Also, you can check my page on my cleaning page, Heartthrob Cleaning Services, for all your commercial and residential cleaning needs. If your establishment isn't becoming to you, you ought to be coming to me.
Y'all heard it, folks. Support,
You
brother.
know it.
CEO Row. Y'all know who it is. Your boy King George, the owner of T.Y.I Production, the curator of Black 31 magazine. Each and every week, we will be coming with a new special guest each and every week. Tap in every Tuesday and Thursday, and peace and love.
Not incarceration. To elevate from negativity at all costs. Knowledge and power. Remember, this game spilled given. Embrace it. T.Y.I, Poetic G. Peace and love, one. I love it.